Hey everybody, it's me, Shefalina, coming to you this evening to review Being Mary Jane. I can't remember what episode. I don't really know. All I know is I'm gonna talk about it. But anyway, the show starts off with her going to the doctor. They're filming her talking about her giving herself these injections, I guess to freeze her eggs or whatever. Something went wrong and she didn't get the she didn't have the eggs like I'm dropping my notes. She didn't have a good response like she wanted to. The doctor said she didn't have very many um eggs that were fertile, so that was devastating for her because it was on national news and she was in the moment and they still needed her to kind of do her job and just talk about it as if she didn't just get the devastating news. And um I can't think of a coworker's name, the Puerto Rican lady who's been on every show. I forget her name. Is it? I think Lisa is a girlfriend's name. I don't know if it's a Kira. It's something. But anyway, she needed her to come on and wrap up or whatever. She was just sitting there devastated, tears in her eyes and everything, and is realizing that this was probably not the best idea to do this on TV. She thought that she probably would have more eggs and everything would go good, but it didn't. So we go to the next scene, and it's like she's still kind of dealing with that. Um, and she kind of shuts down. She goes home. Something probably happened before that, but she goes home and she's kind of likely just like shutting down. Everybody's trying to call her because, of course, everybody saw it. Her mom, even though Suge Avery, she talks so much stuff, but she loves her kids, but she's kind of like Mary Jane. She does a lot of that. I don't really need to hear this right now. When you're going through something, you don't need to hear about, well, I told you so, you did wrong, who does that? Nobody wants to hear that. Like, I already know that. So save that for when I'm asking your opinion. Don't do that when I'm down about something that went wrong. So anyway, Niecy's first child's father, her son's father, came back in the picture. And it's funny because that's Corey from That's So Raven. I meant to say that last week. He came back in the picture. It's funny how Raven and him are like resurfacing on these shows because Raven was on Empire and now he's on Being Mary Jane as Niecy's baby's father or whatever. And I think his name is Cameron, and he's trying to be involved with the kids. And it's like Niecy is emasculating him. It's like, you haven't been around. You don't do nothing. You don't tell my son to do that. He listens to me. He don't listen to you. And it's like, okay, which one do you want? Do you want him to come in? Now he said he's back. He's ready to be a father to his son. So the grandmom is listening to her. So long story short, the grandmom, she makes him leave because she's like, oh, you don't come over here telling him to do this, that, and the third. Don't holler at him like that. Don't talk to him like that. And he's saying all this in front of the little boy who's never going to listen to him if he hears her counteract everything that the father is trying to tell him. So she makes him leave. Oh, you get out of here. You get out of my house. So Suge let the boy come back over. So here come Niecy again. Oh, you just gonna let him come back over? She was like, this is my house, and I told him that he need to come back over, and you don't make no decisions in here. So her and Niecy get to talking. And long story short, the grandmother does love Niecy. She does want Niecy to succeed, but Niecy has lost her way with having the two children by two different guys. And I feel like she's down on herself about the weight. She's down on herself about having two children with two different guys. And her grandmother said, as a baby, you was never a crybaby. You was always somebody who made moves. You used to get up and go and get things out of your way. And as a little baby, was determined to do what you needed to do. Somewhere you lost yourself in that. I never looked at you as a crybaby, and I don't want you to start being that. I say all of the things that I say to you because I always felt like you was like me. You meant what you said, and you said what you meant. Now, somewhere along the line, you started feeling sorry for yourself, and now you just kind of, I want you to get your stride back. Just because you have these two kids, I love all of y'all, and I want you to let him be a dad to his kids, because to his child, because he wasn't here for a minute. Now he's here, and you're going to take that away. Don't give him a reason not to come around. Don't give him a reason to be scared to come around. That's his son. You need to let a father be a son, and a son be a son. So, whatever that meant, I don't know if that really made sense, but whatever, we're just gonna go with it. So we get back to Mary Jane, and um, Mary Jane is kind of mad with her coworker, saying, "Why did you let me do this on national television?" She's embarrassed. She's realizing that they're talking about her as if she's not even a human, like if she's not even in the room, because they're having a meeting about how they're going to follow up with the whole segment about her freezing her eggs and what happened on TV. She's just sitting there in a daze. She's not saying too much. They're all talking about her as if she's not even there. And I think she feels like she's so engrossed in her work, she became such a media whore, like just for the ratings, just for the ratings. And now she's actually the victim of just for the ratings, because they're talking about her as if she's not there. And it is kind of like, okay, you only realize that because now you're the person who's in the situation. So she goes to talk to her friend, oh god, I can't remember his name. He's her neighbor, the guy who came out a couple of weeks ago to his parents, who his mother already knew. But anyway, um and she says, have I become such of a workaholic and a ratings whore that I didn't realize what I was doing to other people until it was done to me? And he was like, no, that's just a job. You can't get so wrapped up into it or whatever. You can't think like that. And she's still feeling like really bad about the whole situation, and that everybody knows her business. She was blaming herself. Maybe I did something wrong. Was I drinking too much? She even said that to the doctor. Did I have too many sexual partners? Did I drink too much? Whatever. And he said, you can't be drinking because that can always kill like whatever like eggs that you want. Like all of that drinking is not good. That's not good for anybody, for anything. So anyway, she was upset about that. So she just goes home, and people are just constantly calling her. David's calling her brother is calling her, Lisa, her girlfriend, is calling her or whatever. So she goes in, she takes a shower, she's chilling out or whatever. And Lisa just pops up. She sat outside Mary Jane's door. I don't know if this might have been after she took the shower or before. I'm not sure. But I know she popped up and just was like sitting out on her lawn. So, because you could just walk up and sit down if you want to. So she sat down. So Mary Jane comes outside and she's like, listen, I've been trying to call you. I just called. She's like, what are you doing here? Mary Jane let me say this about Mary Jane. I love Gabrielle Union because she's really good in this role. She can be very, very um, compassionate and caring when it comes to her family and stuff like that. But soon as they say something that she's guilty about or she doesn't like or whatever, she goes for the juggler. Like it's like her mother, but her mother's just constantly complaining. But she's very, very mean spirited when she's caught in a situation that she doesn't like, or like I said, she feels guilty about something, or she knows something is true and she don't like to own up to it. So her and Lisa are talking back and forth, and it was exposed that David, Mary Jane's love interest, who she's so in love with, and he is in love with her, was actually a friend of Lisa's first. And Lisa kept telling Mary Jane, he's just my friend. He's just my friend. When in all actuality, Lisa liked David. And I don't think he felt the same way. He actually did just feel like he was her friend. And he asked Mary Jane out, and she said it was okay because she said, I only went out with David. They went back and forth, and she was like, you're not that concerned about me. You're just trying to find out more things about me and David. Let's just put it on the table. You still have always been mad that I dated him, but you said it was okay. I only dated him after you said it was okay because you always introduced him as your friend. You said he was your friend. So Lisa was like, that's not it. I mean, that did go a long way. And then she was like, well, maybe that is it. And she just was like getting really nasty with Lisa. Like, let's be clear. Like, he didn't want you. And Lisa was like, okay, like you think that because you went through that situation and you were embarrassed on TV and you felt bad and I came over here to console you, you got the right to be rude and berate me. That's not how it's going to go down. Well, she was saying all this mean stuff to Lisa, whatever, whatever. And she was like, and like I said, he did not want you. He dated me. He did not want you. And she said, well, maybe you know how it feels now. Oh, drop the mic on her. Mary Jane didn't have a damn thing to say after that. It was like silence. You know how the choir be, I just can't stop praising his name, Jesus. Do, 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 do. Then you get one of these, Jesus. Yeah, she brought her to cut it off because it's a little worse for you because you in love with this dude. Like I'm just have an attitude because I did like him, but and I didn't say my real feelings. I let you date him, and then y'all fell madly in love, and now I got an attitude. But you are madly in love now. He's pregnant with somebody. He got somebody else pregnant, and they're engaged to get married or whatever. Which I don't think that's going to happen because David does still love it because he plays his little games. Because later on, he just popped up over her house with these nice flowers and he hugged her and she was like, listen, okay, you came over, I appreciate it, but she felt some kind of way because later on in the episode she was had his t-shirt on, like his college t-shirt on, and her father noticed that, so he had to have been around enough for her father to know that that was his t-shirt. So that was that scene with Lisa, her and her girlfriend. um what else? Her brother, her younger brother, he actually is doing pretty well. He needs somebody to invest in some kind of project that he's trying to do. And his father tells him, well, I know you ain't looking for me to give you the $5 million because I don't have it. Paul Jr. That's Paul Jr. I don't have that kind of money or whatever. Well, he didn't say he didn't have it. He just said that he wasn't giving it to him. Um, and from what they say, the father has made a lot of money over the years, and that's why he feels guilty that he wasn't there. But you can't work a lot and make a lot of money and be there for your family and your kids. You know, I don't know, like, I don't know what if as a parent, would I have sacrificed to make more money and see my son less, or do what I'm doing now? Just up and leave a job that I was at for 21 plus years to just follow my dream of being a chef. I mean, I'm not going to say like I'm no millionaire, billionaire. I'm not even a lot of thousandaire. But I'm content in what I do, and we get by. Like God blesses me, and I'm always with my head above water, and my son ain't wanting for nothing, and neither am I. So it's just always that fine line of if you're going to have all that money, you can't really have that genuine family life that you want. You know what I'm saying? The two don't go together. Unfortunately, you get to that later on. Like once you made all the money, you sit back and see how much your family missed your presence. And that's what Mary Jane's father like battles with every day because he said, no matter how much I was a Fortune 500 dude, my family suffered. My son, oldest son, lost his way. You're so busy trying to keep the whole family together that you're a wreck. And Paul Jr., he's just scrambling. You know, he's scrambling. He's doing good, but then he got caught up in selling the weed. It was just crazy. But anyway, so Richard Roundtree, who is Mary Jane's father, who plays Mary Jane's father, told Paul Jr., why don't you look to David? He is a young investor. They're always looking to put their money into projects where they can make more money. So he looked David up. He talked to David. David was like, this is a damn good plan, whatever, whatever. But my people, we about that cash, and y'all going to give us 49%. He's like, wait, what you mean? Come on out. He said, listen, it's not my problem that you got a little partner on the side and you got to split stuff up. If you want me to back you with my people, we need to see our profit. We ain't about that. We'll wait for it later. Oh, yeah, here you go. Yeah, give it to me. Yeah, no. We need ours up front. So he was like, okay. He was like, but before I do any business with you, we need to know that Mary Jane is okay with this. He was like, oh, you know us, whatever her last name is, Mary Jane Polk or something like that. You know, Pete, I forgot something. Um, you know us, we stick together. So he alluded to the fact that she was okay with it, but she has no idea what is going on. But that'll come up, I'm pretty sure. Um, but again, like Mary Jane, you know, she goes about her way. She talks to her dad, and her dad tells her, just like Lisa told her, you say you want this baby, but you say you got all in a hot fit to have one after you found out David was having a baby with his fiance. You've been talking about having this baby. You wanted to freeze your sperm. You wanted not your sperm, your eggs. You wanted to get his sperm and freeze it. That didn't work. But it was all like you said all of that, but you never made the steps to show that you were really serious about having a baby. You worked just as hard or harder. You drank just as much. You never changed anything in your life. If you were really serious, the things that you want in life, that you have wanted in life, this is what the father told her. You always made provisions to get that. I have not seen you make any changes in your life geared towards I want to have a baby. So he was like, you got to make sure that this is what you want, and you're not getting caught up in. Because to me, that's what it seems like. She's caught up in the whole idea that he's having a baby with someone over there, so she wants to do it too. And I think that's why she was so devastated. I don't even know that it was about her being on TV, because that's what she does for her job. Is she's on TV, but I don't even think it was the fact that she was on TV. It was the fact that she was less of a woman. Like, she couldn't give him a baby if she wanted to. And I think that's what made her so frantic. And it's crazy because sometimes as women we do things according to what we think the person that we love or our love interest would want, or we feel like, oh, if she did that, I want to do that too. And the father told her, okay, well, it doesn't seem like you really want kids. You all infatuated with that now because you know about him having a baby. Well, let that woman over there have all his babies. So she was like, what are you saying? Like, let her have the babies and I'll mess around. I don't want to be his side chick. And he was like, you love him and he loves you. If it's meant to be, it'll make be meant. It's meant to be meant. Stop running around with all the crazy stuff because you're looking crazy on TV or whatever. And she took her dad's words in stride. But still, I think she's going to go. The last thing was her talking to the doctor about getting that one good egg she got and trying to preserve that. So I really don't know what's going on with her. But that's it. That's basically the episode. I'm trying to think. Next week, I don't really know what's going to happen. I don't remember. I'm kind of sleepy anyway. But anyway, thank you for watching. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Shalina. And I'll see you guys. My next review will be Empire. And oh my goodness, I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight because I'm kind of sleepy. I don't know what's going on. We had off today with snowing, but I've been off this week because I've been really down, not feeling well, asthma bothering me and all that. So rate, excuse me, rate, comment, and subscribe. And thank you all in advance before you even write me a comment or thumbs me up or whatever you do. I got, from last week to this week, I got like 10 more subscribers. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you. All right.